Hi, my name is Blake Clark. I'm the president of the Jackson Hole Snow Devils, and I would like to be the first one to welcome you to the viewing of the 31st Annual World Championship Snowmobile Hill Climb here in beautiful Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Hi, I'm George Toolson, Jackson Hole Snow Devils, and nobody goes before I tell them to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Glenn Gillis, and I'd like to welcome you to the 31st running of the World Championship Hill Climbs. When you say Jackson Hole to a snowmobiler, they automatically think stumps, rocks, ruts, and steep. For 31 years, the Jackson Snow Devils have hosted this event. They volunteer thousands of hours each year setting up this event. A giant Trinitron is brought in so nothing is missed by the thousands of fans. And racers from all over the world come to try their skill on Snow King Mountain. The mountain has no compassion or forgiveness, and the racers know this. Manufacturer and race trailers line the streets of Jackson, bringing with them their monster sleds. The racers discuss their strategy as well as size up the competition. The anticipated day has arrived. This year's hill climb is dedicated to the memory of Bill Townsend, one of the founders of the World Championship Hill Climb. Bill will greatly be missed. Bill, this one's for you.
Gil Winters from Pinedale, been up here about 30 times, and we're going to make Bill first up the hill this year, so hope he gets a good ride up the hill.
It's a beautiful Thursday morning. We'll start off racing here in Jackson with qualifying rounds on the lower part of the mountain. Starting off the racing is the non-pro masters class. The non-pro masters are experienced riders who do not belong to any professional racing association and are over the age of 40. They can ride a stock, an improved stock, or a mod sled. The enthusiastic amateurs are next on the hill. Amateurs can be of any age, but can never have raced professionally. Of 36 entries, only 5 will qualify this morning and move into the finals. The juniors class is comprised of junior racers as young as 14 years old. These are semi-pros and pros of tomorrow. They come serious about winning and push these sleds, sometimes 5 and 6 times their own body weight to the limit. The tight gates and icy conditions this morning have made the lower part of this mountain more than just a timed event. Hitting a patch of ice at these speeds can send your sled rolling to the bottom. Racers and hill help may try to get it stopped, but these sleds average over 500 pounds. With the steepness of this mountain, they have little chance. And watch out below, here we come, we're taking out gates as we go. One of them hitting the ice and not getting stopped. All right, now it's time to put the ladies to the test. This is the second year for the women pro class here at Jackson. There are 17 entries this year. 6 will move to the final. Jan Audebray was last year's women's champion and is today's favorite. Rachel Humphrey and Shannon Barngrove are 2 other strong competitors, and they are also favored to win. Now, don't be fooled by these pretty ladies. They're all serious competitors, and any one of them can be in the upcoming finals. This is a class of skillful and experienced riders. The top semi-pros racing today, any one of them are able to take the top honors. In particular, there are 2 brothers from here in Wyoming, Carson and Colton Ellenford, and these 2 young men can ride. Casey Jump, who was last year's High Point Mod winner, also racing today. He puts a blistering time on the clock and will move ahead to the finals. Next is Casey Stone out of Ogden, Utah, who is sponsored by Big Boys Toys. And local hometown favorite Patrick Trujillo. The semi-pros are the rising stars of the hill climb circuit. These are the kings of the near future. This is the largest class here at Jackson with 20 to 30 competing in stock, improved and mod. Friday's another beautiful day. The sun's out, no snow, just what we ordered here in Jackson. The pros are preparing to take on the mountain, and everyone is checking out the icy conditions that still exist. The Pro Masters will be first on the hill this morning. Such greats as Rick Budge, who was king of the mountain back in 1978. Wow, Rick, you have been here for a while. He'll challenge the mountain this morning with other great names like Kirk Hibbard, who was the stock king here in 2000. In the stock 600, David Pittman from Seeley Lake, Montana, finds out how difficult it can be to be the first one on the hill and just how icy it is up there. Today we'll be qualifying for the pros in all the stock and improved stock classes. Each of these classes are broken down by cc's, 600 cc's, 700 cc's, and up to 1,000 cc's in stock. And then again, the same way up in the improved stock. We are privileged to be watching such longtime greats as Todd Tupper, who was the improved stock king last year. And newcomers like the Tapio brothers, Nils, Kyle, and Russ. Right, Mike Zollinger from Logan, Utah is qualifying in the 900 stock, riding with the Renegade Sports Race team. Also followed by the owner and operator of Renegade Sports, Rich Gladfelder from Logan, Utah. Rich has been up this mountain before and puts a good time on the clock. Kevin Kilroy gets some last-minute advice from Max Maxedon of Tri-City Performance. Shad Free has a moment to visit with George Toulson before his qualifying run. Shad, number 108, is from right here in Jackson. Jason Crane cuts up the mountain, qualifying in the 1,000 improved stock class. I'm Mark Thompson from Providence, Utah, the Skidoo X team leader. He pulls out all the stops and lays down an extremely fast run today. He's got the motor tuned, running great. The suspension seems to be working side to side up through them ruts, keeping it moving. Finds that bank at the top. Final results, Mark dislocates his shoulder. It won't stop him for the weekend, but it will slow him down. Now it's time for the Rocky Mountain Snowmobile Hill Climb Association's Junior Finals. A lot of these kids that have made it to the finals in this junior class are all racing on the same team, the Ray Carter and the Renegade Sports Race team. About half of them in here come off that team. In this class, we have making the finals, we've got Derek Merritt. Comes out of the Star Valley area over there around that Afton, Wyoming. Followed by Kyler Archibald from down in Cache Valley. And we've got Justin Ransom, one of the Bear Lake people from over there in that Montpelier company. Travis Wood, another one of the Cache Valley riders. Colton Smith, another one from coming over in that Bear Lake country. Jeremy Archibald, another one of the Cache Valley riders. Riding that cat, getting it up to the fastest time and gonna get the win this year and the titles of our junior champion.
Oh yeah, it's a proud moment.
The number 1, Tyler
44.
Number 2.
All right, now it's time to go to the top. Upper Exhibition is the greatest vertical rise in the United States of 1,571 feet, 4,000 feet of course at a 40-degree angle. There's moguls and ruts in this that you can stand in and not see over the top, and we're heading up there and gonna see what these guys can do. The non-pro masters class is the first to test their skill against the Upper Exhibition. The first racer on the hill is Murray Archibald out of Wellsville, Utah. But Snow King Mountain is too much for him, and we'll see the first of many sleds that the catch net will stop from barreling down to the bottom of the mountain. Clive Roundy is next up on the hill, and he gives it all he's got but suffers the same fate as Murray. His sled comes crashing down the hill. The hill helped dive in to save it, but can't get it stopped. And Clive is left to pick the pieces up as he comes down. Rod Cahoon, who has raced this course many times, powers his sled up and through the moguls and over the top to win the non-pro masters class. All right, the amateurs will still find good snow covering the rocks and not many trenches, but the ice is still a factor. Tom Eastman is hard on the throttle, but skids out his 700. Jeff Carlisle finds that slow and steady isn't the way to get over the Snow King today. He gets a sore butt and pieces flying from his sled before the heel help brings it to a stop. Brian Pack, who's a local favorite in this class, is so focused on the tight gates, he knocks down Gil Winters and gives him an icy haircut. The testosterone is flying today. Hand on the throttle, he doesn't care what he uses for traction, and Gil looks like you're it. Ryan Carpenter powers his skidoo over the top and wins the amateur class with a 1:35.662. All right, now it is time to go to the semi-pro stock finals, the heroes of tomorrow. In the semi-pro stock finals, we've got Wyoming rider Carson Ellenford making his way up the hill. Miles Lambert, Utah racer, making his way up. We've we've got another one of them Wyoming racers, Scott Cheney, heading to the top. Another Wyoming racer, Colton Ellenford, and he's going to make it up over with a 1.27749 and win the semi-pro stock final. In the semi-pro improved stock, we've got Utah racer Danny Johnson. Another Utah racer, David McClure. And Casey Jumps gonna make it up and over with a 1.23980 and win the semi-pro improved stock final. First up's gonna be Montana racer Travis Teeter. And a name we've heard before today, Colton Ellenford, next on the hill, Wyoming racer. Carson Ellenford. And he's going to make it up over with a 1.30118 and win the semi-pro mod final. All right, now it's time for the women's final. First on the hill is going to be Utah racer Mindy Zollinger. Making her way up in that trench, struggling as we go, getting the mark on the hill. Next on the hill, we've got Kendra Jackson, Idaho racer. Taking that skidoo up through the trench, and she's going to get a mark on the hill. Shannon Barngrover, Nevada racer, will be next on the hill. She gets up out of that trench across the hill. Finds a tree, but she gets the highest mark on the hill. Shannon Barngrover gonna win our women's class here at our 31st World Championship Snowmobile Hill.
We're here with Scott Thompson. Scott, here at Jackson, what's the biggest challenge you're going to be facing today?
You know, the biggest challenge in Jackson Hole is probably just the stress of coming to Jackson. It's a big hill. It's an intimidator. It gets in everybody's mind, and you just got to bypass all that. And you got to think what you come to do. You come to race and do the best you can with what you got.
Now, this is your first year running pro?
This will be my second year racing pro here at Jackson.
And before that, you ran semi-pro?
Yes, I raced 1 year junior at Jackson, 1 year semi-pro, and now my second year pro.
Now, when you were racing junior, you were High Points champion, I believe, that year.
Yes, I swept the juniors class. That was my first year racing, and that was unreal. That fired me up. That got me hooked.
Well, it's Saturday. We've got a beautiful day out there. What classes are you running in today, Scott?
Today I got all 4 mod classes. We start with 6 mod and go through open mod.
All right. Well, you've scoped out this hill. What does it look like to you?
The hill looks rough. You know, it's been rough years past, but this year it's looking real rough. It's rotten snow, so I'm sure the trenches are going to get big, but that's Jackson, so you come prepared.
All right. Well, good luck to you.
Saturday morning here at Jackson. Another beautiful sunny day. There is record number of fans here to watch the excitement that's going to be happening here today. On the mountain now, we got Ty Free. The ruts are deep, and Ty finds one, and he gets stuck right there. Parker Brown, one of the hometown favorites, is the first one to take at Polaris up and over the top today. All right, next up is going to be number 4, Good Time Nick Zollinger. It's just another day of racing, but the face of this hill has changed. Next on the hill, Arctic Cat racer Sid Archibald from Richmond, Utah, making his way up the hill. Three-time world champion, the captain, Kirk Winston out of Logan, Utah. All right, next on the hill, Canadian racer Justin McHugh, all the way here from Salmon Arm, British Columbia, Canada. Taking it up the hill, looks a bad jump in the trick and lays the sled sideways. Tyler Backus, another one of our Canadian racers. Utah racing, wheels at gate 10 as sled hurls towards the catch net. Robbie Dahlquist, Washington racer, one who can't make it through the training. Tupper, past world champion and ex-snowcross pro. Makes it up and over the top. All right, and here's a name you've seen on the Winter X Games. You've seen him in the Winter Snowcross. stages go at the WSA Snowcross. When you watch any of that, this is a household name. Steve Martin out of Evanston, Wyoming. He gets into some trouble, he does a trench wheelie and brings it rolling to the bottom. Right next on the hill is going to be one of the Zebros, Nathan Zollinger, past world champion. In fact, he was the youngest man to ever win the King of the Hill up here. Won it when he was 18 years old. Another one of the Zebros, Anthony Zollinger. He runs into some trouble and takes the flag with him. Right, Shane Hart, the Flying Hawaiian out of Lolo, Montana. And he finds a hole, and that's where they're going to give him his award. Newcomer, haven't heard a lot about him, but the weekend's not over. Russ Tapio powers it up and over the top. Right next on the hill, all the way here out of Alaska, John Wixman, if he knows cold and snow. Next up is gonna be number 44 Skidoo racer Scott Big Hair Thompson.
I'm Parker Brown. I race for Polaris and Carl Cycle. Jackson Hill Climb is probably one of the most competitive and challenging hill climbs there is. It's very steep and the terrain is very uneven. I've been around the hill climb for a long time. It's been going on for 31 years, and I'm only 20, so it seems that, you know, a lot of competition has gone on before I was even born. My dad's been doing it a long time, and it was fun growing up watching him do it. The hill climb has always been a great event. It's one of the toughest, all the rocks and stumps that you have to compete over, and it's just one of the craziest hills ever.
How's it feel to take on a 500-pound sled?
Taken them on before, but not quite in that manner.
I'm gonna be proud.
Mama.
When she finds out her son just got run over, she gonna be proud. She's gonna call the insurance.
We're here with Heidi Tobin. Heidi is the secretary of the Snow Devils. Heidi, tell us a little bit about what you do to make this hill climb possible.
I take care of all of the racers coming to Jackson, participating, sending the letters to the manufacturers. We send letters out to other circuits like BCSF, Alaska, WSA Hillcross, WSA back east, Misha, and they all get so many entries so that when you come here to Jackson Hole, we're trying to get the best of the best racers, and then the biggest majority of racers come from the Rimshaw Circuit, which is the Rocky Mountain Snowmobile Hill Climb Association.
Everything seems to run so smooth around here. How many people are behind the scenes making it go?
You have the Jackson Hole Snow Devil board, and then you probably have 100+ Snow Devil members that volunteer their time. And then you have the Elks Club that does our food for us, and you have a lot of volunteers that go and be on the mountain for the weekend catching sleds. So I would say there's probably 300+ that help put this event together and make it the World Championship.
All right, it's Championship Sunday Finals. Sponsored by Tri-City Performance, your Mountain West Polaris Performance dealer. Starting Line product, setting the world's performance standard. Simmons Flexa Ski, the one true flexible ski, still in a class of its own. Carl Cycle Cells, specialist in high performance sled and home of Hall of Famer Jack Struthers. Tech Best, if you need to be somewhere Monday morning, shouldn't you be thinking about a Tech Best? Easy Ride, independent rear suspension specialist. Don't you deserve an easy ride? And the Painted Buffalo Inn. When in Jackson, stay at the Painted Buffalo, where the hospitality matches the mountain. It's time we begin the finals. First up is the ProMaster Stock Class. Mark Thompson on the hill. We talked about him earlier. He dislocated his shoulder first day in qualifying, so taking his skidoo up the hill. All right, next on the hill, we've got Moxie Washington racer Brad Sharp. Taking it up, finding one of them bumps, wheeling it up, getting it pushed out of the way before it lands on him, and it's coming down the valley. World champion Rick Ward, number 7X on his Polaris. Got the other of the Sharp brothers out of Moxie, Washington, David Sharp. Taking that Polaris up, and over the top. All right, next on the hill is going to be the old man on the hill, Ricky Budge, hometown favorite. Been racing for 33 years. All right, now we're going to move into the 600 stock final. We've got Montana racer Les Keller taking that cat up the hill. Another Montana racer, he came from here in Jackson and then headed north. Ty Free, another one of them cat riders heading up the hill. The Idaho racer, Chance Buckaloo, taking that cat up. Jason Howell out of Helena, Montana. We haven't seen him a lot this year. He ran off, got married on us. I guess he's got responsible, but he's back here at the World Championship Hill Climb, making his mark and putting a good run on the hill. Seven in, Rick Ward. right, now it's time to move into the 600 improved finals. First up is going to be the Flying Hawaiian, Shane Hart, making his way out of Lolo, Montana, working his way up the hill on that Polaris. Dolan Phelps, giving it everything he's got, but so far the hill winning, and he's not making much headway. Tyler Backus taking that Polaris up the hill. Then we've got one of our newcomers making his way up the hill, Kyle Tapio, taking that cat and headed to the top. .600 mod finals. First up is going to be number 4, Good Time Mixology, riding with the Z5 Race 2. Wyoming racer Sandy Sletton taking that Polaris up and making a good run. Next up is going to be Utah racer Brooke Beckstrom taking that Polaris up the hill, finding that trench as we go. The trench gets deeper and ruddier and tougher.
Hi, I'm Jack Struthers, and we're here at Carl Cycles, and we're working on a big bore Polaris motor. Here we're boring a 600 Polaris case for a 685 big bore kit. This case is bored and it's ready to go in the porting room to be ported for a new 685 kit. And this case is for an 07 600, so make your 07 600 a big bore 685.
All right, now we're going to move into the 700 finals. In this one, first on the hill, we've got one of the Tapio brothers, Russ Tapio. Next on the hill, Wyoming racer Sandy Sletton. Next on the hill is going to be Ben Adams, number 238, on a cat out of Victor, Idaho. Ben having a great year this year, got her pointed up that upper exhibition run, and he's going to make it up and over with a 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 6. Good enough to win this 700 stock class. 700 improved stock. First on the hill is going to be Rob Kincaid, Victor, Idaho racer on that cat, making his way up the hill, trying to get it up and over the top. Right next on the hill is going to be Shane Hart, number 216. They call him the Flying Hawaiian, on a Polaris out of Lolo, Montana. He's going to make it up and over with a good time. Let's see if it'll hold. Jay Stickney's going to be our next racer, taking that Polaris up and not going to make the top, just going to get a mark. Next on the hill is going to be Tyler Crockett. Tyler running into some problems, is going to get a mark on the hill. Norm Hebert, another one of our Canadian racers, and this hill is getting tore up and rough. We've seen Norm make it up and over the top many times over the years. Number 30, past world champion Todd Tupper, on a cat out of Kimberly, Idaho, making his way up the hill, got a good run going, and he's going to make the top of the 1-1-5-3-8-6. Good enough to win him the improved 700 stock class. Now we're going to move into the 700 mod class. A little more horsepower, a little more traction to try and get him up over the top. First one up is going to be Corey Markovich, number 223. Montana racer on a Polaris. Next up is going to be Utah racer Brady Roundy, making a good run on that skidoo. He's up and over with a 1-2-8-4-8-6. Now it's time to go to the Oz. Jeremy Osler out of Bozeman, Montana on a Polaris. Got a good run going. He's up and over with a 1-0-8-7-8-2. Now it's time for an Idaho racer. Number 13X, Aaron Buchelman on a Polaris out of Boise, Idaho. All right, next on the hill is going to be Idaho racer Todd Tupper. You've seen him before today. He's got one win under his belt. Got one run for a King of the Hill later today. And Tupper takes it up and over with a 1-0-8-0-4-1.
We're here today with Max from Tri-City Performance. Max has been on the cutting edge of technology in snowmobiles for over 30 years. Max, what are you going to show us today?
What we want to do today is just basically talk about clutch preparation for a snowmobile and specifically how to get your clutches ready to go racing. You can have the very best motor in the world that's producing the most horsepower, but these things are actually the heart and the soul of that sled as far as putting the most maximum performance to the ground. One of the things that we do with snowmobile clutches is even a brand new clutch, we will tear the clutches down, we put these over in the solvent tank, we scrub the clutch faces with 180 grit paper. This gives the belt a better biting surface on there, so it also helps reduce the slippage of the belt, which also reduces clutch heat. Some of the components that we use with the driven clutch when we're reassembling this is this is a captivation for the driven clutch spring. Inside this, we use a plastic washer in here that we put grease on. When we do that, this reduces any binding effect that the clutch may have as far as any friction that the spring may build up inside the captivation component there. As the clutch is shifting, upshifting, and downshifting, the spring, whenever you take away any friction, it doesn't get any spring distortion, which sometimes will create different RPM issues with your sled and affect the upshift and backshifting of the clutches.
All right, now we're going to move into the 800 final. First up is going to be Jason Crane riding that skidoo out of Bennington, Idaho. Taking it up and over with a 116.652, making it look easy. All right, next on the hill is going to be another skidoo racer and last year's racer of the year. Number 32, Chuck Hogan out of Bozeman, Montana. Taking that skidoo up the hill, finding one of them holes, getting into some trouble, and he's going to get him on. The old man on the hill, Ricky Budge, making his way up. Reigning world champion, number 156, Vinnie Clark out of Belmont, British Columbia, Canada. Taking that skidoo up the hill. Watch out, he'll help. Here he comes, getting into some trouble, and Vinnie's going to get a mark. Chance Buckaloo. Making his way up, and he's gonna get a mark. All right, now it's time for the Pro Masters Improved Stock Final. The hill is getting torn up. First up is gonna be David Sharp, Moxie Washington racer on that Polaris, getting up, getting in trouble, and he's gonna get a mark. All right, next up is gonna be Sheldon Archibald out of Richmond, Utah on a cat. All right, he's been riding injured since that first day. Next on the hill, number 45, Mark Thompson, the captain of the Skidoo X team. The hill is torn up. Brad making his way up with a new high mark and leading the class. All right, last but not least, we've got the old man who's raced this hill climb every year it's been run. Ricky Budge, hometown favorite, making it up, putting a mark on the hill, and it looks like Ricky's gonna have the high mark and win the Pro Masters Improved Stock Final.
Hi, I'm Rick Ward, and today I'd like to take a few minutes and talk about what's given me an edge over the years. Yeah, this set of pipes we're looking at are a set of pipes that are built by SLP, and they make pipes for all kinds of motor packages, but this set was built specifically for a 795 small block Polaris motor. Anyway, it's just a bored stroked 600 Polaris motor, so it's a lightweight package with real good torque, friendly manners, and a lot of horsepower. So for you boondocking guys looking for lightweight and good horsepower, you can start with a 600 Polaris and get it at SLP.
All right, 800 Improved Stock Finals. First on the hill is going to be Rusty Johnson, part of the Skidoo X team out of North Ogden, Utah, making his way up, and gets her up and over the top of the 117.729. Chad Freed on that cat. Number 32, Chuck Hogan. Out of Bozeman, Montana, making his way up the hill, and he's up and over with a 113.305. As he gets there, gets that dismount, but you know what? Doesn't matter at this point because he's got his time. Kirby Woodard, Utah racer, taking it up, gonna get right up there, and finds the hole and gonna stick it and get a mark. Ty Free out of Bozeman, Montana. He takes it up and over with a 1:07.148. 1:07.148. You've seen him before today. Jason Crane, number 74 on the Skidoo out of Pennington, Idaho. He's got her going, got a good run. He's going to get up and over with a 1:11.210. Looks like Ty Free's going to win the improved 800 stock with a 1:07.148. All right, 800 finals. First up's going to be Nels Tapio. Nels got a good run going. He's going to make it up over the 1:06.473. Jason Crane, number 74, on a Skidoo out of Bennington, Idaho. He takes that Skidoo up and over the 1:10.892. 1:10.892. Captain Kirk Williamson on a Polaris out of Logan, Utah, number 51. He's up and over with a 1:08.054. Aaron Buchanan makes his way up the hill. Aaron Buchanan struggling on that hill, got her going in every direction, but not going to get up and over. Kyle Tapio next on the hill, out of Washington. That cat up and over the 1:04.350. All right, Rusty Johnson getting into some trouble as he makes his way up. Wheelie it. All right, Dennis Dervis, number 222 out of Whitewater, Colorado, taking her up. He's a past world champion. And number 44, Scott Thompson on that Skidoo out of Providence, Utah. Rick Ward. This is something you don't see every day. Rick getting into some trouble, coming off the sled.
We're here today with Captain Kirk Williamson, three-time world champion. And Kirk, you've been over the top of Snow King Mountain so many times, very numerous times. Tell me now, you run the Simmons Flexi Ski on your sled.
Yes, I do. I've run those competitively since 1995, and every world championship that I have, every points title, as Simmons skis have been a big part of that.
Kirk, tell me about the control that you get from these skis.
The Simmons ski allows you to go through the course as fast as you possibly can without having to worry about the sled darting from side to side. Also, when you go into some of those deep holes, the flex of the ski acts as a second shock absorber, helps absorb some of the mogul so that you can stay more in control and go through the turn faster than if you had a single keel stiffer ski.
900 stock. First up's gonna be Chuck Hogan. Vinnie Clark next on the hill, number 156 out of Belmont, British Columbia, Canada, reigning world champion. Ben Adams, number 238 on a cat out of Victor, Idaho. Les Keller, number 147. Nick Ropoletto making his way up the hill. This hill is getting chewed up and gnarly. So it doesn't look like we're going to get anybody up and over the top in this 900 class. But Vinnie Clark, number 156, our Canadian racer, going to get the win with the high mark. All right, now we're going to move into the 1,000 improved stock finals. Get a little more horsepower on this hill, but the hill is still ugly, chewed up, rutted. Visibility is bad. And we are going to start off with Travis Zollinger, one of the Z5 race team. Next up, riding hurt with that bad shoulder, Mark Thompson. Scott Barge will be the next racer on the hill, number 135. Crane, number 74 on the scooter out of Bennington, Idaho. He's got her going up, got her pointed in the right direction. He's going to be up and over with a 1:16.087. 1:16.087. David Brown, Utah racer, big enough to pick that sled up, put it on his back, and carry it to the top, making his way up the hill. David finding some problems. 201, Kirby Woodard, Camas, Utah racer, on a skidoo. Got a good run going, got her pointed in the right direction. All planned out. He is up and over with a 1:15.246. Good enough to put him in the number one spot. First up in the 1,000 stars is going to be number 222, Dennis Dermott on a Polaris out of Whitewater, Colorado. Got her pointed up, got some good speed going. Oh, finds one of the bumps, sends it on its tail. And I'll tell you what, that thing is in there, and it might be there till Christmas. Kirby Woodard, you just see him come off the hill, getting a win in that last class. Nick Ropoletto. You know the Ropoletto name. His dad, past world champion. Nick making his way up on that skidoo, taking it out, can't quite make the top end. Gonna get him on. Travis Zollinger making his way up the hill. Their only chance making it over that third catwalk is to hit it with a little speed and the momentum carrying them over. If they don't hit it with speed and momentum, they're coming back to us at the bottom. Nick Zollinger. Nick, part of the Z5 race team, making his way up. Nobody's made it up and over so far. Nick's got a good run going. With a 1:2:04.66, good enough to give Nick Zollinger the win in this 1,000 stock class.
I think so did he.
Beautiful day. You couldn't ask for a better day, and having a great time.
All right, now it's time to move back to the Pro Masters. The old guys. The hill is even worse. Tore up, slicker, and deeper ruts. First up in the Pro Masters mod is going to be the captain, Kirk Williamson. And he has got a great run going, and he is up and over with a 1:11.447. 1:11.447. Robert Tillotson, number 40, on a cat in that rock garden, runs into some trouble and spins the track right off his sled. Old man of the hill, Ricky Budge, making his way up, number 181 on a skidoo from right here. Gets up there high and can't make the top, and they're going to give him a mark. Next up, gonna be number 7X, the winningest man in hill climbing, Rick Ward. On the floor is our Teton City, Idaho, and he is making his way up. Got a good run going up and over with a 1:10.058. 1:10.058.
Now, one of the challenges suspension companies are facing today is everybody wants more travel. To get more travel, typically you add ride height to a sled, which makes them tippy. And that's one of the things Easy Ride's accomplished. At a given ride height, you realize 1 inch to 1.5 inches more travel out of this skid than you would your typical skid without riding ride height. So that's another benefit for the guys that want to go up the hill as well as try and still cut a corner with a sled that's got a ton of suspension travel in it. This whole skid's tied together, and with the front torque arm being eliminated and using one long arm, my ability to control transfer and get through a course, I've never had anything that compared to date. As the years go by, I'm really looking for competitive advantages, and Easy Ride's give me one of the advantages I need to stay competitive as I'm getting older, and I will incorporate Easy Ride into my 07 race package. So you guys can have the same thing. Contact Easy Ride.
Now it's time to move into the open mod. We've got the horsepower. We've got the racers. We've got snow coming down hard on the mountain. Visibility is poor. First on the hill is going to be number 52, past world champion, Nathan Zollinger. Number 320, Nils Tapio on that cat. Washington racer, Nils has a great run going. And he is up and over the 1:04.625. I do believe that might be the new fast time of the day. Next on the hill is going to be number 30, past world champion Todd Tupper, Idaho Racer. Got that cat going, got her pointed in the right direction, got a good run going, and Tupper's going to be up and over the top of the 109-175. Tyler Backus. Tyler, number 266, another one of our Canadian racers. Making his way up on that Polaris, and he's got a good run going, and up and over with a 113.417. Kyle Tapio, another one of the Tapio brothers, number 318. Got a good run going up and over the 106.06. All right, now it's time for Vinnie Clark, number 156 out of Belmont, British Columbia, Canada. Vinnie's got it going, got it pointed in the right direction, and he's gonna get her stuck and get a mark right there. .44 Scott Thompson making a bonsai run up there. Going for it all, laying it all out. He wants it here. All right, next on the hill is going to be number 20, Travis Owens. You're part of the C5 race team on that skidoo. Got her pointed out, got her going in the right direction, got some speed and some momentum. That's up and over with a 110.520. 110.520. Another one of the Tapio brothers, Russ Tapio, making his way up the hill on that cat. All right, next up's gonna be number 60, the Oz, Jeremy Osler, laying it out here. He wants the win.
Scott, tell me about that open mod run that you had today.
The open mod run was the last chance I had in the finals for a chance at King of the Hill. If you win that class, every man's dream is there to run for King. So I was giving it all I had. You make mistakes on the way up. You know them in the back of your mind. And I was trying to make up for time. I got to the top. I could see the timing lights. I knew they were close. I hit one bump that pitched me off. And that's about all it took. We bounced back and forth. I scrambled. I tried. I gave everything I could to get through them lights, but never made it.
Well, Scott, you're a great rider. You're one of the most exciting on the hill to watch going up. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
We're here with Jeremy Osler. Jeremy has been the Open Mod Points champion for the last 2 years in a row. Jeremy, they call you the Oz up on the hill. Why is that?
It's a nickname that stuck with me through college.
And what did you play during college?
Football.
Football. What type of position did you play?
Linebacker.
Linebacker. Jeremy, this year you had the premier crash on this hill. Tell me, what happened up there?
I drew the last spot to run in the finals in open mod, and that's a bad place to be just because every sled that goes up the hill takes a little more snow off the rock face. So I was watching really good and trying to pick my line up through there, and Nels Tapio was running, and a snow flurry came in and just whited everything out. You couldn't even see like where he went or anything, and then his time came up and he just annihilated everybody, and I thought, geez, where did he go? And I'd been looking at a line, and it was like a do or die line up over the rock face, and I thought, well, he must have did it. So I I went for it. I should have just stayed in the groove, but I went for it because I thought it'd be faster.
Now, Jeremy, when that sled was coming straight over on top of you, what were you thinking?
This is gonna hurt. I was trying to get away from it, but I just, when I got it, fell down in the trench. It was basically zeroed in on me, and I knew it was gonna just pile drive me.
So where did it hit?
I believe it was a direct blow to my chest. I would probably close my eyes, to tell you the truth.
And what type of injuries did you sustain from it?
I broke my wrist. Cut 2 tendons in my wrist.
Now, Jeremy, your wife was at the bottom of the hill, watching it on the Trinitron, I believe. Your wife's here today, isn't she?
Yes.
Would you like to introduce her?
Yes, this is my wife, Shallon Osler.
So you thought he had just wrecked again, huh? When did you find out different?
When his nephew came into the trailer and asked if I would come and help Jeremy, then said that he had hurt his hand, and I said, oh, he'll be just fine. And he said, no, he goes, I think he really needs some help. He looked like a bone came through his hand, and I said, oh, I better get going.
Each class winner will now run for the coveted King of the Hill. Each of these racers have drawn for their positions in the running order. Here we go with the stock winners, and here's how they line up.
We're here with 18-time world champion Rick Ward. Now, Rick, you're heading back up the hill for your King runs to try for your 7th championship here in Jackson. What's the biggest challenge you're facing today?
Jackson's unique. Every year's different. This year we've got the most snow I've seen in probably 10 years. And with my class wins now, I'm just watching the hill and watching the changes. They've opened the right side of the hill up for us, so that's where I'm going to head and try and get these stalkers up and over, and I'm keeping my lucky finger crossed. So.
Mark, your team leader for the Skidoo team. Here on the King runs, there's a lot of the Skidoo team going up the hill. What's the biggest challenge that they're going to face?
This is the anticipation part. Everybody's everybody's on eggs right now. Nobody knows how this is going to end up. I've been here a lot of years, and anything can happen here. We are looking good. We have some wins in the stock class. We have some wins in the improved class. So we have the potential of 2 king titles, but who knows? Anything can happen here. They're good racers. They've got good equipment under them, but so does the competition. Anything can happen.
And this year's Stock King of King goes to number 7X Rick Ward. The time of 1:2:4:4:7:2.
We're here with Rick Ward, 18 times world champion and now 7 times champion here at Jackson. You took Stock King this year. Congratulations, Rick.
Thanks.
How did it feel, and how were the conditions today?
The conditions were challenging. We had more snow than usual for Jackson. The ruts were deep. A few rocks bared their teeth, but a person had to be real technical about finding a line up the hill to get up on a stock sled today, and my Polaris has got me up 2 times with the 2 fastest stock runs of the day. So I couldn't be happier. It's a dream of mine to get another Stock King at Jackson, and it come true again.
We're here with Nate Zollinger. Nate, you've been king of this mountain twice. You're heading back up on a king run. Tell me what your biggest challenge is.
Well, the hill's definitely been a big challenge for us this year. I think everybody can attest to that. There's big holes up there, and there's plenty of lines to choose from. So I think I'm just going to go up there and try to choose a line that's going to put me over the top and put the pressure on the guys that are running behind me to best that.
All right, now it's time to move into the improved stock. And here's how they line up. Gonzalinger, this year's improved stock king of the hill. All right, last up is the mod class winners, and here's how they line up and run. Looks like Kyle Tapio out of Brush Prairie, Washington. Number 318, gonna get the win. All right, now it's time to line them up and run for the coveted King of King Run. Looks like Kyle Tapio is going to have the fast time up and over with that mod sled with a 1:13.576. This year's King of Kings, Kyle Tapio out of Brush Prairie, Washington.
Nate, do you have a minute to talk with us?
Sure.
You have just won Improved Stock King here at Jackson. Tell us about your run.
Well, it was a planned run, I guess you could say. I looked at the hill and decided where I wanted to go. I know that some of the Tapios and the other guys in the classes have been trying to shoot through the rock garden and haven't had very good luck, and saw Rick Ward take a line to the right, which I had taken earlier in my qualifying run, and it was a little out of the way and a little slower, but I put it right up there next to the lights and put the pressure on the guys to come after me, and it worked out for me. It was a great feeling, you know.
All right, I'm Glenn Gillis, and we're standing up here just finishing up the 2006 World Championship Hill Climb. Standing with me, we've got Kyle Tapio. Kyle, you had a great weekend. You want to tell us a little bit about it?
Well, it was a lot of fun. Sleds worked great, you know, and just hung in there.
And got her done. Got her done is right. Kyle this weekend won the World Championship Mod King of the Hill and the King of Kings. Went up there. I think he even had the fastest time of the weekend on the hill. Well, I want to congratulate you. You had a great weekend. Looking forward to coming back next year and you defending your title.
Thank you very much.
You bet. The Jacksonville Snow Devils would like to thank all of our sponsors and Band Productions for the promoting of the Jacksonville World Championship Snowmobile Hill Climb and the sport of snowmobiling, and I hope you enjoyed this film.